Oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show. So have you ever felt betrayed? Switches how you see things, realize something needs change. Cause I know you got me fucked up. Let me show you what's up. Cause enough is enough. I'll take a face full of pavement just to make a statement.
Welcome back, gentlemen and ladies, to Red Pill Rhino. Today we're going to discuss what to avoid when looking for a long-term relationship. I'm sure you noticed that in the video description, but let's jump right into it. And if you got them, drink them. First one I'm going to talk about, the irony. The first one I'm going to talk about is substance abuse. This should be a given. Let's say, gentlemen, you're going on the first date. By the way, ladies, feel free to listen along if you'd like, but this is going to be for the men more than the women. Although, technically, it could apply to both. Some of these are going to be way more geared towards men. Anyway, follow along if you'd like. Otherwise, tune out and go watch a makeup tutorial. But if you want to stay here, stay here. You're more than welcome. Leave comments below. I love the comments. I will respond to as many as I can. All of them if I can. And share your experiences below, because this one, some of you are going to relate to. By the way, you're here. If you haven't liked, subscribed, and hit the bell notification, please do so. It helps our channel out a lot. Anyway, back to what I was saying. The first one is substance abuse. Brought to you by, I can't say the name, I'm not sponsored, but brought to you by the alcohol of your choice. No, seriously, gentlemen, you might be going on that first date, and you notice she has... Maybe you go over to her house, maybe somewhere before or after the date. You notice she has a 12-pack in the refrigerator. Okay. Girl likes to have her beers. That's fine. Oh, she's a beer girl. That's even better. No. Follow me on this one. The second time you go over to her house, it's the second date now. Well, she's got another 6-pack and a bottle of whiskey. That's interesting. Okay. Third time comes around. This applies to... Mary, do you wanna as well? I'm gonna try to be as vulgar free as possible. That's difficult for me. By the way, tie-dye Jurassic Park, get over it. That's what I'm doing today. You know, you don't like it, you can go back to watching the guys in the suits and the ties tell you that you're not a high-value man because you're not making 6 figures. Gentlemen, most of us are not making 6 figures. So if you're here, chances are you're the average Joe. If you're making 50K, you're doing good. I hate to say it, but it's true. A lot of guys aren't even making that. So if you're making 50K or better, you're already amongst the top percentage of men out there. No joke. I know guys that are busting their ass in oil fields and aren't making that kind of money. So just something to consider. You're doing all right. Even if you wear T-shirts and, your hair, isn't the best, whatever. Receding hairline, man. That's one women will use against you. Tangent. Let's just talk about that. Have you ever noticed... Well, no, not ever noticed, but lately there's a meme going around that is saying men are 29 and, talking about they're not ready to settle down, and the women are giving them shit because your hairline is receding and you need to figure it out quick. That's projection. And if you watch my channel long enough, you're going to figure out why that's projection. If you watch Red Pill content enough, you're going to understand the projection there. But they're about to hit 30, and women want to use their hairline against him. That didn't stop Jason Statham, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'm sure there's plenty of other examples, but it didn't stop them. Didn't seem to affect them much. Ladies, your receding hairline argument is not working for you, so maybe try something a little bit better next time, because as you're slamming into the wall, men are just improving, so try again next time. Anyway, let's get back to the point. I'm going to go on tangents tonight. Rookie mistake. I had my microphone plugged in, already did this video. It was phenomenal, hit every point I wanted to hit, and finished recording, checked it out, and it was just nothing but because somebody just happened to unplug it by that much. There's an adapter that plugs in here, and it was just so off that it just screwed everything up. Yeah, wonderful. So there should have been a video today, tomorrow, and the next day, but 3 videos got scrapped because of rookie mistake. And on that note, cheers again. So substance abuse. If you see that she has got a bong on the table, is that safe for YouTube? Sure, why not? she's got that on the table, or she's got her collection of, what is it? When they used to get away, water pipes. If she's got her collection of water pipes, you guys that are older will understand where that's coming from. Legalities. If she's got her collection of water pipes on the table, she's got a fifth in the fridge at all times. Excuse me. You're going to start noticing these things, and they will catch up to you. If she is an alcoholic or a stoner or whatever she is, these things are going to catch up to you, and it's not going to be pretty. And gentlemen, if you think you can fix or change or white knight your way, we're going to get into white knighting here in a minute too. If you think you can white knight your way into fixing this girl, you're sorely mistaken. She'll fix you all right. It's not going to be the way you're thinking. It's going to be bad. Very bad. So don't do it. Stay away from substance abuse. That's not even on the list I'm going to read here. I mean, we're going from the bottom to the top. I feel like the top is the most important. But the bottom, this is a big one. Let's assume you're going on your first date here. Again, gentlemen, first date. There's a rule to this. Follow it if you can. It's not concrete, but hear me out on this. Keep dates under $45. Preferably, if you're smart, take her to a park. Take her on a walk. Show her, bring some bread. Bring a loaf of bread. Just grab it out of your refrigerator. Bring it along with you. Feed the ducks with her. You can tell a lot by how much you spend or don't spend on a date and how that woman reacts to it, whether or not she's worth keeping around. I'm dead serious. Men, stop spending a lot of money. You meet this girl. She's slim waist, big, bobs. Looks like she might have a great set of legs and a nice tight vagine. I'm going to use those words because YouTube. And I've got to follow the rules. This is going to be on other platforms, but because of YouTube, I've got to use these ridiculous terms. I've already used probably too many vulgarities already in this stream, so that's what you get. It's just a bunch of nonsense terms because we can't be adults on YouTube. But I'm still going to do this, so... So you take her on a date. You don't spend a lot of money. You see a lot about how she reacts to that. Okay. We're going to go back to the money thing later. But here, while you're on this first date, you're gonna talk to her. You're going to learn a lot of things. Most of the things on this list you can probably figure out within the first 2-3 dates. And if you're wasting more time than that to figure out whether she's good or not, I don't know. You should be able to vet. Once I've given you this list, you should be able to vet. This is not how to find all the green flags. This is how to spot all the red flags. I'm going to try not to repeat myself too much here. I know that has been an ongoing issue in some of my earlier videos that I tend to ramble on and then circle back. I'm doing it again. Here's to you, Jen. Glad you're gone. But your replacement is not much better. Oh, we're talking about relevant issues. Dated, if this is a video you're watching in 2025, Jen Psaki has quit. Thank God. Terrible. She was terrible at her job. She went into MSNBC because she wanted to make another zero on her paycheck. Yeah. I'm talking about what? Nothing, which is what she did the entire time she was under the administration. Anyway, moving on. So, while you're on this date, I'm going to try to focus from here on out, okay? We bullshitted enough. Focus time. While you're on this date, you're probably going to have this conversation come up. And she's going to say something along the lines, this is, if she does, run. All my exes are terrible. They were manipulative, narcissistic, controlling, abusive, on and on and on and on. Buddy, if this is you, right now, you've either been on this date, comment below. I want to see what you have to say about it, because a lot of us have been there. But if you have not yet dealt with this, or you're just now talking to a woman who talks about all of her exes being so bad, and I've had a few women that own up to it, I was shitty in the relationship. Great, cool. Actually, a few. One woman. One. It's not even a few. That's one. Out of every woman I've ever experienced in my life, one woman has owned up to, I was toxic. I was the problem. Anyway, if she's talking about how all her exes were abusive, narcissistic, controlling, gaslighting, most of these girls don't even know what these terms mean. Narcissist is just a buzzword now. There's YouTube videos, I can't remember his name. He does videos on narcissism. He was a former narcissist, actually, and he fixed himself. That guy is worth Richard Gannon. Richard Gannon. If you want to know what narcissism is, ladies, if you're watching this and you're in doubt about what narcissism is, go check out Richard Gannon's video. Not to weaponize against men better, but to actually understand the buzzword you're using doesn't have anything to do with narcissism, because what it's come down to is if a woman doesn't like you for any reason, you're a narcissist and an abuser and controlling. I digress. Here's the problem. If you decide, all right, all of her exes were terrible and I'm going to be the good white knight that I am and I'm going to rescue the princess and everything's going to be great, you're wrong. You're going to end up the next abusive, narcissistic, controlling a-hole that she tells not only her family about and her friends about, but your friends about, and alienates you from your own circle. Is that something you're looking forward to? No? No, that doesn't sound like fun? Then maybe you should stay away from women that do this crap. Just a suggestion. You don't have to listen to me, but it's going to save you a lot of time, trauma, money in the long run, depending on how far she takes that. If she talks about how all of her exes were toxic, that's another buzzword, run. Just run. Just go. Be free. Find better. Because they're out there. There are women out there that don't do this. I know, shocker. Shocker. In the red pill community, all women are bad, right? No. Red pill doesn't mean hate all women. Magical thinking, isn't it? There may actually be decent women out there. Granted, it's like that many, but they're out there. But they're not in a Walt. Not all women are like that. And they're not a unicorn. There's no such thing. Men, stop it. There's no such thing. All women are going to bring you some kind of headache. Pick your poison. But as long as it's not on this list, you'll be okay. Maybe I'm missing a few. Comment below. Again, if you haven't liked, subscribed, and hit the bell notification, do so. Leave a comment below. Add yours in. If I've missed anything, I'll cover it in another video. But comment. Because if you don't comment, I got nothing to respond to. And I got no content to make. That's no fun for you, me. So, leave a comment. Anyway. So if she says all of her exes were terrible, just, you may choose to walk. You may choose to take a swifter pace. You may choose to run. But whatever you do, get out. Okay? That's a big one. Next one. Ladies, the three of you watching may not like to hear this, but nonetheless, it's true. Fertility is a big one. Gentlemen, if you do not want or care about children, let's say you're not interested in having children, this doesn't apply to you. For the rest of you that are interested in maybe starting a family at some point, fertility is a big one. So, that leaves your dating pool 28 and under. And for those of you that are saying, well, he's 45, he couldn't possibly date a 25-year-old, that's creepy. Well, it's working out well for them. And there are many examples of that. Anyway, I digress. Fertility is a big issue. So if you want kids, not only does she have to be fertile, but she has to want kids. Because if you date a woman that doesn't want kids and you want kids, that's going to be trouble on later on down the road. And if she tells you she might want kids, but she doesn't know, and then she decides no, that leaves you in the same boat. So fertility is a big thing. First, she has to be young enough to be able to have kids, healthy kids. That doesn't mean 30 to 35 to 40, because we already know birth defects rise up after that point. From 30 on up, you have a higher risk of birth defects. So, men, and I'm talking to men from the age of 18 to in the grave. Maybe right before the grave. Right before the grave, because that would be weird otherwise. If you're looking to date, I'm not suggesting that a 90-year-old man's going to go out and date a 25-year-old, but if you are looking to start a family, perhaps look for a woman that is actually able to create a family with you. Because if not, you're wasting your time. That's a red flag, in my opinion. And we're not going to call this red flags. Not all of this is a red flag. But it's a red flag to you if you want to date her. What to avoid when looking for a long-term relationship? Plain and simple. If you want to have kids, she's not for you. She's 35 plus. She's set in her ways. She can have kids or doesn't want to have kids. She's not for you. Pretty simple, right? Here's a big one. And we're moving right along. Don't want to cover too much ground on one topic. We just get on through this. Attitude is a big one. This is where you get her on. She's succeeded. She's passed. So all of her exes weren't toxic. She's youthful. And you take her on a second date. This time you take her to, I don't know, Starbucks was like the first date. You know, $45 or under. Take her to Starbucks, get her a drink there, whatever. Some frilly, fruity nonsense drink. She's made it past that. So maybe this time you take her to, I don't know, McDonald's. All right. You can do a little bit better than McDonald's. Maybe an Applebee's or a TGIF or Chili's. I don't know. One of the. You know, you're not going to spend a lot of money, but they've got decent food there. And maybe you leave at, well, nowadays with inflation, we're probably talking about $60. So my $45 rule, still for the first date, applies. If you go to $60 on the second date, it's fine. I wouldn't go over that. $1 over $60. By the way, we're going to talk about that. So attitude is something, but also what does she order? So she knows you're paying. Excuse me, I've got allergies today. I'm trying my best. I don't want to get off camera. I don't want to pause it. I don't want to jump cut. So bear with me. A little bit stuffy here. But what does she order? Is she going to order the basic, you know, it tastes good, maybe some chicken Alfredo, something like that? Or is she ordering the most expensive drinks on the menu and ordering the lobster something or other with sushi as a side? You're not going to see that at Chili's, but you get the idea. Watch what she orders, gentlemen, because if she's going to take advantage of your wallet, that's just the beginning. And it's going to last the entire relationship. If you choose to continue, sure, she'll say, well, yeah, I want to be your girlfriend. And then she's going to be in your wallet. And then you're going to be broke. Oh, dear Lord. Again, excuse my allergies. It's good God. It's one of those days. A lot of fires going on around here. That might be part of it. But follow me to the end. So let's get into attitude now. And excuse me, I'm playing catch up because, again, 3 of my videos just got crapped on. So I'm redoing all of these. Attitude is a big one. So you're at the restaurant and the waiter or waitress walks up. Watch how she interacts with them. I know women do this all the time. Like, how is he going to interact with the waiter or waitress? If he's rude, then turn it on them. How do they behave? Their steak is a little undercooked. Are they going to complain and whine and carry on? And by a little undercooked, I mean it was well done and it's medium well. Okay, we're not talking about it was well done and it came out rare. Like, we're not talking about something that crazy. Watch her attitude. Watch how she behaves. Watch how she acts during the course of this. Same thing if you're going to a McDonald's. Maybe even then, take her to a McDonald's. Order something a little bit more complicated than normal and see how she reacts to the 16-year-old taking your order. If she shows any sign of frustration or like impatience, go ahead and next her. Just go ahead and next her. That's that simple. You don't even have to go to the Chili's or the Applebee's. Just go to Sonic or McDonald's or Wendy's or Arby's or you pick yours and order something a little bit more complicated and see if because the 16-year-old, he's struggling, she's struggling just to do her job. And they might be, huh? What did you say? If she shows any sign, just kind of glance at her. If she shows any sign of impatience or frustration, next her. Move on. You don't need that kind of woman in your life because she's going to do the same to you. Later on, if you're kind of having a rough day, she's going to expect the same. And she's going to be very impatient with you and very frustrated with you if you don't just get it right now. Don't deal with those kind of women. Do not deal with those women. Gentlemen, here's another big one. We're moving right along. Is fitness. I know, body positivity, women are beautiful at any size. Wrong. Ladies, stop bullshitting yourselves. Stop bullshitting men. And honestly, when you're alone in a room, when no one's around, you know you're full of crap. A healthy BMI. I'm not going to tell you what that is. It varies based on height and age. There's a lot of factors. But don't bullshit yourself. Don't bullshit these men. Stop being lazy. Here's what it comes down to. There's 2 things you can do to change that right now. Fitness is big. Biggest on the list for men. Men are simple. Women, you have a list this long. It goes on and on. It's rolling across the entire room right now. I can't keep track of your lists. It's way too long. Men want 4 things. 4 things. Men, take notes. Feminine, friendly, fit, fertile, Those 4 things. Women, if you're not taking those things seriously, forget dating. Just forget it. If you can't handle being fit, if you have a problem with shoving food in your mouth because I'm stressed, I'm depressed, I'm anxious, if you can't get on a treadmill or even find a home workout program or join a gym, and you can do stuff from home. Matter of fact, I've got a solution for you right here. It's $75. You see this thing right here? You buy that. That's 300 something bucks. And then for 75 more bucks, you have your own workout routine. You can do it every day. You don't have to pay any more for it. There's no monthly fee. And boom, you can work out. I do it. Also, meal prepping. That's something you can do. Anyway, gentlemen, this is supposed to be geared for you, and here I am rambling. Fitness is a big one. If she doesn't respect herself, if she doesn't respect her body, she's not going to respect you. I know that sounds like a stretch, but let's be honest. If she doesn't care about herself, who does she care about? We can talk about this all day long, but the simple fact of the matter is if you're not happy outside of a relationship, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not a priority outside of your relationship, you don't belong in a relationship. If this woman is not taking care of herself, she doesn't belong in a relationship. She hasn't even done the simple thing, which is taking care of herself. Now, again, let's just get back to this. BMI, it's a big thing. Now, your height, your weight, your age are all going to be a factor. But don't tell me at 5'0" that 180 pounds is a normal BMI for a woman. At, let's say, I don't know, between 18 and 40. 185, 5 foot tall, 185 pounds. Did I say that right? 185 pounds. Let's just stick to 185. Does that sound normal to you? Because it's not. And the body positivity movement is a complete fucking sham. There's my first bomb. It's crap. It's a lie. It was sold to you ladies as a lie. And if you think it's going to get you anywhere in life, look at all the women you've lost. Adele was on the top of that list. She finally said enough of this body positivity. She lost weight. She looks a lot healthier now, a lot hotter now. Let's just be honest, men. Adele, 5 years ago, Adele today. Which one would you date if you were only given 2 options? Most of you'd say neither. But if you're only given those 2, Adele today is going to be most men. Now, again, ladies, you can lie to yourself all day long and say, I'm beautiful at any size. And I get it. Women, you'll be overweight and then lose weight, and then people are going to give you shit for being too thin. But those people are usually overweight, and they're just jealous that you're in shape. So forget about them and just get in shape. Pretty freaking simple. Look at your BMI. Go talk to your doctor. Have him or her, no bullshit. And if you need a second opinion, get one, or a third. Hey, doc, here's what I weigh. Here's how tall I am. Here's my age. What should I ideally be at? Take that number and work on it. Men, fitness. If she's not taking care of herself, I think I've made my point. She's not for you. She's not for herself. She doesn't care about herself. Why would she care about you? All right. That one was a rough one, because a lot of you aren't going to want to hear that. And men, you too. There is no excuse for you either. So I'm not going to give you any credit. If you guys are 5'7" and 250 pounds, you're also screwing up big time. And it's time to stop. If you know what that's from, bonus points. It's time to stop. Give you a hint, it's a YouTuber. Wouldn't be deemed as appropriate today, but amazing content. I mean, maybe not amazing. Incredibly inappropriate content, but good stuff. It's time to stop. If you know who that is, comment below. Leave it in the comments below. I don't know what you'll get for it. Probably just a thumbs up from me and maybe a hell yeah. But can't guarantee any cash prizes right now. Maybe later. Wait until I get that little YouTube icon back here. Then we'll talk about cash prizes. Maybe, if you're lucky, you stick around. So, on to the next one. Prescription medications. Gentlemen, you have a couple different ways to figure this out. You could ask her. She might voluntold you. That's the female way of mansplaining, is voluntold, where they just tell you everything, even if you didn't want to know it. Or you might go over to her house. Could be the first date, second date, third date. Don't be a creep about it, but if you got to take you got a 1 or 2, hopefully a 1, it's the first time over there, don't be a creep. 1? All right, you go in there, Gotta wash your hands. She got a medicine cabinet. Open it up real quick. Look in there. You see anything that's anti-anxiety, antidepressant, anti-schizophrenic, anti-anything? Close that up. Walk back out. And do this. Hey, look, it's been a long day. It's been lovely hanging out with you. I'm really tired. I gotta go. And then from that point on, just erase that number and move on with your life. 50% of women under the age of 30 are prescribed some kind of antidepressant medication. Now, I'm not going to tell you the why, but I will tell you the consequence of staying with this woman. There are certain disorders that are going to be the death nail in your coffin. One such example would be borderline personality disorder. If she even mentions BPD, maybe you've never heard of it, BPD, borderline personality disorder. Bipolar is different, excuse me. If she even mentions that to you, it's time to go. If you find out about it too late, she will have ruined your life. If you want to know what narcissism actually looks like, that is narcissism in fast forward. And those of you that don't know what narcissism actually is, there's a cycle where there is love bombing, and then demeaning, and then apologizing, and then the cycle starts over. They can do this. Borderline personality disorder can do this in under 24 hours flat. Maybe multiple times in that 24 hours. That's not something for you. That's not something for anyone. So again, that eliminates 50% of women from your dating pool already. 50% of women under the age of 30 are diagnosed with some kind of mental disorder or are on prescription medication. Eliminate those immediately. That's just done. I'm sorry, gentlemen. We can't white knight for these ladies anymore. Okay? We can't. And I'm going to go a step further. A lot of these problems would be resolved. I know this is going to sound harsh and maybe abrasive, and maybe I'm going to come off like a bit of a dick here, but a lot of these problems would be solved with a fitness routine. You think I'm kidding? A lot of anxiety, depression, stress, all of that can be alleviated with working out. I kid you not. So if she can't make the effort to get off the couch and she's on antidepressants on top of it, maybe she's blessed. Maybe she doesn't even gain a single pound after eating a Thanksgiving dinner. You know, having everything on the table. Maybe she doesn't gain an ounce. That's fine. But if she's on those prescription medications and she doesn't have a workout routine and she's not working on herself actively and she makes every excuse in the book, it's not for you. But let's just keep it simple. Real simple. If she's on prescription medications, and I don't mean prescription medications like, I don't know, a thyroid issue, for example, or asthma. You're not going to count those women out. Antidepressants, anti-anxiety, anti-clinical diagnosis of whatever you want to call it, BPD, schizophrenia, all of that, just go. Not for you. Again, I'm not giving you the green flags tonight. I'm just telling you what to avoid. If you choose the first couple I've mentioned, you're going to have one hell of a roller coaster ride. So go for it, buddy. But it's on you when it ends. Terribly. Awfully. Let's move on to some more messed up ones. Exes as friends, gentlemen. I don't see him like that anymore. We're just friends. Okay. Let me explain this one to you as simply and as quickly as I can. The ex that is just her friend is probably the guy that she considers the alpha widow. Okay? In other words, she's the alpha widow over that guy. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. This guy may have been the best she had, and therefore she cannot let go of him completely. Have you ever heard the term slingback? If you're not familiar with the term slingback, a woman will go through her 20s riding the CC. If you guys don't know what that means, something about a rooster and something about a carousel. It's a lot of those over and over and over again. Around and around we go. 100, 200, 300, 400. Don't think you ladies can't do it. And don't lie to us and say you haven't. If she spent all that time doing that, maybe the exes she still has friends, are in the alpha widow category. In other words, the best she ever had. But she won't admit that to you. She won't even admit that to him. But it's going to be a thing. Look, even if he's not the alpha widow, why is she talking to her exes? Do you talk to your exes? And if so, stop. Do you want a healthy relationship? Do you want a future, gentleman? Then why are you holding on to your exes? Drop them. Be done with it. There's no reason to talk to your exes. Me, for example, I don't talk to a single one of my exes. I got nothing against them. Well, maybe some of them I do. Some of them, yeah, absolutely. But for the most part, I got nothing against them. But I have nothing to do with you. You were part of my past. You're not part of my future. And we were sexual. Therefore, move along. That's it. It's that simple. But as far as the ladies go, if they're holding on to these men, that's a big, and I'm going to use it, red flag to stay away from them. Again, that goes for the women that keep photos of their exes. Really? And gentlemen, this goes for you too. If you've got photos, nudes, whatever they happen to be of your exes, just get rid of them. All right? Really, if it's that hard for you, you've got the internet. Put in your OrnPay site of choice. There's millions of them out there. They're free. But she was the hottest I ever had. Yeah, well, you know what? First of all, that's wrong. That's false. I'm not saying you're wrong for thinking she's the hottest. Maybe that's the best you ever had to this point. But holding on to those pictures is going to make you idealize that woman and hang on to that image and just quit. Just quit. Just throw that out. Go through your phone right now. Go through your computer. Maybe you have it backed up 5 years ago. Right? Just go through it one day while you're bored. On your day off, consider it spring cleaning and delete all that crap. If you meet a woman that's keeping pictures of her ex, same thing. Just no. And this is easy. This goes back to seeing her. Well, we haven't gotten there yet, but this will go back to her social media. If you see pictures of her ex and kissy photos and hanging out and going skiing and all that with some guy you don't know and you bring it up, yeah, that's just a friend. Bullshit. Okay, not just a friend. It's more than likely the ex, and if you see that, move along. If she can't delete that guy out of her life, she never will, and that's where Slingback comes from. After she's done writing the CC, she's going to come back in her 30s, 35, whatever, and she's going to say, hey, you remember the relationship we used to have? Do you want to maybe meet for coffee? Do you want to try that again? Gentlemen, if you were the Slingback, you're going to kindly say, no. You're going to hang up. You're going to delete. You're going to block. You're going to remove her from your life. All social media platforms, all of it. That's the answer to that question. Do not be the Slingback, because that means she thought you weren't her best. She tried everyone else in town or the country, depending on who she is. If she could get LeBron, maybe she tried him for a night. And will you ever know? Probably not. But the girls are on Instagram and Twitter and Snapchat and TikTok, and they've talked to those men. If you don't think for a second that some of the girls you know, let's just say 1 in 10 women you've known, have slept with a celebrity or a sports player, you're out of your goddamn mind. Do not be the Slingback when she's ridden the CC and then realizes you might have been her best option. Sorry, you wasted that opportunity. You went and had everything else. You can live with the consequences. But again, exes as friends, let's just keep it simple. I've went on a long tangent here. If she's friends with her exes, it's toxic. There's no excuse. There's zero excuse. Because here's the thing, and men, you can try this out. And this is going to go on the next topic. Have her call up her ex. And if she won't do it, you already know. Go away. Leave. It's done. Just walk away. Have her call up her ex. Have her tell her ex that you just got in a fight, that she's alone tonight, that she doesn't want to be alone, and maybe he wants to come spend the night, or maybe she can come spend the night with her, or him, excuse me. If he agrees, and she's going to have this on speaker, you've proved your point. Gentlemen, this will work with the friends too. He's just a friend. I don't see him like that. Right. Make the call. If she makes the call, and on speakerphone, you catch it in the act, Brownie points to you because you were right, and you listen to me, and you will be right 9 times out of 10. Unless the dude's, swinging for the other team, you're more than likely going to be right. So you've got good odds already. You've got a 90% chance of being right. Those are good odds. Give it a shot sometime. Give it a shot with... Maybe you've got a girlfriend right now, and he's just a friend. Tell her. I want you to be convincing. She's got to put on a good show. If he can sense bullshit, he's not going to do it. She's got to put on the show, the crocodile tears, which you all know how to do, ladies. We had a fight. He left. Can I come stay with you tonight? If his answer is anything even close to yes, have her push a little bit further. You know, it's been a while, or we never, and I'd like to. Get her to do that, and he'll again say, yes, you've got your sign. This is why women with exes as friends we don't do, because any one of those exes is going to say yes. We're not like that. We're just friends. Yeah, my ass. My ass. Given the opportunity. Because otherwise, she wouldn't be friends with him. He has just become an orbiter. Moving on. That's the next one. The next one is beta orbiters. So these are the guys that she's had no interest in. Let me tell you a story about this. And I'm not going to give names away, but I'm going to tell you about this. So there's a woman that went to high school years and years ago. She's now in her close to golden years. She went to high school years and years ago, and this guy had a crush on her. So she wasn't interested in him. He wound up in the friend zone, and she ended up marrying his best friend. Now, this best friend was not the greatest. He was an alcoholic, kind of a douche, and she eventually left him. Okay, well, she didn't pick the nice guy. She picked the Chad, the bad boy. So the guy that liked her was your typical nice guy, you know. Oh, well, I don't know why you don't like me. I'm super nice and respectful, and I love women, and yeah, all right. And then the other guy was kind of the rough around the edges, didn't really give a fuck. And that's the guy that she picked. That wound up in divorce, but she ended up remarrying, and it wasn't the guy you're thinking. It wasn't the guy that had a crush on her in high school. She ended up remarrying, and she had a long-lasting relationship with another guy. Also not the nice guy. Again, was kind of an alpha Chad, kind of a douche, but a happy marriage. Okay, so it all worked out. But follow me, gentlemen. Throughout both of these marriages, the beta orbiter from high school was still there. The he's just a friend was still there. There's a reason I'm telling you the story. Follow me to the end. So, the second marriage, the husband gets very sick and passes away. The friend zone guy ends up being the third runner-up, gets married to that woman. Gentlemen, beta orbiters will hold on forever. If you're with a woman and she has a bunch of friends that are circling around, same phone call, same idea, you know how to get them, you know how to call them out. These beta orbiters are her best friend. You'll spot them, you'll know them when you see them. Don't let women lie to you and tell you that they're the only ones with intuition. You know it too. You're a man. You have one of those. You've been dick thinking most of your life. You know how to spot it when you see it. Don't fall for it. If she has a bunch of beta orbiters. Another example. Social media. If every time she posts a photo, we'll get to that too. Posting a lot of photos. Matter of fact, I'm just going to put that in so I don't forget it. Matter of fact, we'll just talk about that now. If she posts a lot of photos and you see 60 to 100 to 1,000 people just instantly bang, 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 and comments, and you're so beautiful, and I treat you right, go. Because she stacked those beta orbiters. She knew what she was doing. She's got a long list of men, most of which she's not attracted to because they're doing exactly that. But she's got a long list of men as second, third, fourth, fifth, 60th, 1,000th options if she needs them. So if you're seeing a woman like that, not all women like to be on social media. Not all women are out there putting themselves out there, taking 40 frickin' pictures a day. And here's the kicker. If you catch a woman that normally doesn't post a lot of photos on the internet, doesn't have a lot of interesting things, just very conservative normally, but all of a sudden she goes from wearing like normal clothes and sweaters and t-shirts and, you know, all of a sudden she's wearing low-cut shirts and doing sexy poses. Maybe she's posing on a car or a bike or something, or laying half naked in a bed. She's looking for the next guy. You don't want to be the next guy. That girl is problems. Look, There are plenty of women out there that don't even have social media. Shocker. Those are the women you want to go for. If you can at all find them. Women on social media, by and large, are toxic. Especially the ones that are showing skin. And I know, it's the new age, and that's just, no, it's not. Gentlemen, that's degrading to themselves. They'll complain about how men see them as objects, as they are only seen as sexual objects, right? But yet they're putting themselves out there. Like, if I go into a meat market and I see a bunch of meat on the counter and it's all dressed up and cut nice, of course I'm going to want to buy the meat because it's meat. If a woman is not wearing any clothes and posing all over the internet like a sex object, well, men, we're going to want to have sex with it. Jeez, that took a lot of effort to figure out. Women, if you don't want to be treated like a sex object, don't act like one. And don't tell us that you have a link to your OnlyFans and how to subscribe now. Anyway, gentlemen, the point was back to beta orbiters. Excuse me. If she's got a lot of men circling around on her social media in her life, you can be sure that those are guys that more than likely want to get in her pants and are waiting for the opportunity, waiting for you to screw it up. So, I mean, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. Men would, if the roles are reversed, let's say you have a bunch of women circling you. If you could only be so lucky. Not common. Women seem to think that men just have thousands of women at the ready. Really, that's not the case. Maybe the top 20% of men, but most men like you watching today don't have very many women in your life. Even fewer that are interested in you. And even if they are interested in you, even fewer that you know about that are interested in you. So, let's just reverse roles here. If you had a bunch of women circling around you, the women would be upset about it. Or, in which case would be your girlfriend would be upset about it and be like, all these girls, I can tell that they're just waiting for, they want you to get with them. Are you going to cheat on me with them? Yeah, of course you're going to say no, but you have the options. That's what these women are doing. Don't be fooled. Again, this isn't a jealousy issue. It's just knowing and seeing the behavior. I dated a girl once, and I'll tell you stories. Why not? I dated a girl when she had a lot of these beta orbiters and a lot of exes as friends. Turns out, she slept with almost all of them. If I would have known that right out of the gate, from the get-go, it wouldn't happen. That relationship wouldn't ever happen. But a lot of you men think, that doesn't happen to me. That's just your situation. Bet me. Most of you are wrong. Most of you don't know. Anyway, here's another one. So, you've been on a couple dates. You know now what her Facebook is, her Twitter is, her Instagram. She wants to add you because things are starting to look more serious. This is the next thing you're going to look out for. Past man-hating posts. Okay, that's the first one. And men. These women are like, oh, he's creepy. He went back and he found all my old stuff. Or you liked one of her old photos from like 3 years ago. Yeah, okay, maybe that's a little creepy. But men, do the investigation. You don't have to like, comment, do anything. It's not creepy. It's called being resourceful. Investigate. Figure this girl out. Figure her out the best you can. Unless you want to go buy a background check, and sure, you can do that. This is the next best thing. So scroll through her Facebook. If you see posts about men ain't shit, men are dogs, I hate men, I don't need no man. If you see any of this stuff, it's time to go. There's no reason to stick around. Because, again, you're going to be the next one. Remember how I told you all exes were terrible? You think a man hater's going to talk good about you when it's all over? Probably not. All right, you're going to look at her selfies. Again, and I think I just touched on this, but if she's normally a very conservative girl, and all of a sudden you see these scantily clad photos, she's either A, circling the drain, she hit 30 or onward, and she's hoping to throw a Hail Mary pass and get the guy she screwed at the foam cannon party in her 20s. I am borrowing content from Rollo there, but it's true. If she's trying to throw that kind of Hail Mary, she's going to be posting those provocative videos or provocative photos, videos too, but for the most part, it's going to be photos. But if you're seeing a lot of those selfies and she's normally conservative, again, either A, she's throwing the Hail Mary, or B, maybe she's still younger, maybe she's still in her 20s. she's trying to get validation. You don't want a woman like that. And some of these women are never conservative. If they're not conservative, again, just that's going to be a hard pass. If all you see is, especially your Instagram, if all you see is lingeries and bobs and vagine and ass and all of that, just go. What are you there for? Yeah, it looks nice. But you know what else? Everybody's ridden the town bicycle. It's not special. There's nothing great about it because everybody's had it before you. If that's what you want, sure. Herpes epigonolitis, AIDS, no, gentlemen, no. We don't want the town bicycle. Nobody wants the town bicycle. I bought a bike. It's brand new. I put my own stuff on it. I customized it. I changed out the gears. I put lights on it. I did the whole thing. It's mine. I'm the only one that ever rode it. And you know, it's special because of that. If 20 other guys rode it before me and it's all rusty and beat up and the gears don't shift properly, it's not as special. And if she's had that many guys, the gears don't shift the way they're supposed to anymore. Just saying. Obviously, this one's going to be just a given. If you see anything with like OnlyFans, Fansly, Chatterbait, any links, go digging for her name, figure out what her fake names are. Guys, we can do it too. Women are the FBI. We're not stupid either. We can do the same thing. If she has any links to lewd or nude or pornographic content, no, that's a hard no. That's not even a, maybe I can work with it. You know, because some of you were like, oh, I could probably work with the lack of fitness or, how she talks about her exes or maybe she has medication. Well, first of all, you're damn fool for ignoring me to this point. But if she has any of those, that's a hard pass. Here's one you guys aren't going to like, ladies. Single mother. Men, let me be quite frank with you. We do not date single mothers. We don't. Okay? They maximize their potential. They found their alpha Chad. They found the bad boy that was child material, but not husband material. So he can make a baby, but he wasn't good enough to be a husband. I'm sorry, ladies. You screwed that up. You live with it. That's your choice. You made it. You're done. You're out. You struck out. The second you got pregnant with another man's seed and expected other men to come along and raise it for you, you were done. Game over. Sorry. And there are some exceptions. There are very few exceptions. If he was a military member and was killed in the line of duty, that's an exception. If he died in a car accident or from some tragic disease, that's an exception. Other than that, those ladies were irresponsible. They didn't know how to keep their legs closed. They didn't know how to use several forms of contraception. They didn't know how to tell him to put on a condom. They didn't know how to say, I believe in abstinence. They didn't know how to tell him, I would rather not tonight. They didn't know how to take the morning after pill. And let's just get on this topic really quick because it's a hot topic right now. They obviously didn't use the abortion. Which, ladies, I'm completely against, and I think, quite frankly, it's murder, but whatever. If you don't like it, you know where the door is. You can leave, and leave a dislike if you like on the way out. But you had options. Several. What was it? I mean, I'm going to lowball it tonight. I think there's more, but let's say 16 different forms of contraceptives, birth control. For those of you that don't know what that means, birth control. You had at least 16 different options, and still you wound up a single mother. And let's not even talk about this whole BS statistic that 25% of men are deadbeat dads. No, most of those men wanted to be in those children's lives, and you decided to kick them to the curb anyway. So shame on you. You can live with your decisions. I don't care if you're 19 or 32. If he didn't die in a tragic accident or from some disease or a significant reason, such as actual abuse that can be proven with a court record with photo evidence, I don't want to hear it. Ladies, you live with it. That was your choice. You get to sleep in that bed because you made it. Men, we don't date single mothers. That is my biggest one on this list. All these others are important, but single mothers will bring you nothing but pain. They expect all of the effort, all of the income, all of the financial stability of a husband without all of the benefits that she gave to the guy that was blowing her back out when she got pregnant to begin with. You'll never get what she gave that man. That's the bottom line. You won't. So why waste your time on it? The crazy shit she was doing, the backseat shenanigans at the club, the middle of the botanical gardens, you're never going to get that. You're the provider. You're the sap she chose to pay the bills and raise her kids because she was too irresponsible to keep the man she had them with. Bottom line. If you don't like it, leave. Leave the thumbs down and leave. I'm not going to BS you people. Just not going to do it. All right, next one. Strong and independent career women. If she is strong and independent and doesn't need no man, then she doesn't need you, and there's no reason for you to be there. Tell her that's great. I'm glad you're strong and independent and don't need no man. I'll see my way out. And again, you can choose to walk, maybe take a quick jog or run out of there, but whatever you do, don't stay with these women. Another thing these women have done is lied to you. Another thing that society has done is lied to you women and told you your career comes first. That's the next on the list, career women. I'm just going to breeze over the strong and independent because I think you get it. If you've got a third wave feminist, there's no reason to be with her. That's going to be another one I bring up. But career women, I think you get it. Strong and independent. Okay, if she's not feminine, if she's not friendly, if she's all about her career, she doesn't have any room for you anyway. Now, talking about career women. So this is going to get into, and again, I apologize a bit about the allergies. I had this content nailed the other day, didn't have any allergies, and it crapped out on me. So I'm dealing with it, redoing it to make sure you guys get fresh content. Career women. So society lied to these women and telling them that they could put off childcare or having children to begin with, having relationships, and focusing on their career, which benefited corporations. It's great. Corporations have made a lot of money off of stupid women listening to bullshit from the third wave feminists, but it hasn't helped these women. So they're strong, they're independent, they're career women. They don't have a man. They don't need no man, but they don't have a man. And let's just point this out. I'll give you an example. I know a lot of female real estate agents that are miserable and alone right now, that drink themselves to sleep every night, but they are strong and independent and successful career women. If you're a real estate agent and you're in a happy relationship, you are the exception, not the rule. Any successful career, whether it be healthcare or legal or real estate, a lot of these women are lonely. Now, why is that a red flag? Why would you be afraid to date a strong, independent career woman? Well, the third wave feminism for the first two, but the career woman is making a lot of money. Probably upwards of $100K or more. You, the sorry sap that you are, no, I'm sorry, I already told you guys, if you're making $50K, you're doing all right. If you're making $60, $70K, you're doing great. If you're making above $100K, you're doing wonderful. You're in the top 20% of men. If you're lying about that, you're a douche. But if you are making over $100K a year, you're doing good. You're doing real good. You're better than 80% of the population of men. So, that's pretty good. But here's the thing. Women only date across or up. So if she's a career woman with $100K or more a year and you're making $50K, you're out of her bracket already. She's priced herself out of the market. She won't be interested in you long term. If you're not making more than her or equal to her, and let's just be honest, more than her, she's going to lose interest in you. So that's already a no. And don't think that you're just some independent contractor. You do some construction work and you're going to land yourself a lawyer or a real estate agent. It ain't going to happen. The guys she's landing can fly her out to Cancun any day of the week they want to. That's bottom line. Now, if you're in the top 20% of men, then maybe the career woman's for you. But again, we got to jump back to fertile. And we got to jump back to attitude. And we got to jump back to strong and independent. Because if she has any of those, or lacks any of those, like fertility, so now she's a career woman, she's 38, she's got a great career, she's never had children, so she was responsible there, but now she may never be able to have children, and you want children. Might not be for you. So that one's... I think that one pretty much covers itself. There was something I missed. I just want to throw that in there. When we go back to all exes were terrible, I just wanted to throw this point in here. Men, you need to stop white knighting. If you've watched this far, gentlemen, and you are doing this, you need to stop. So I see this online just the other day. I see a woman talk about her abuser. I am so sick of seeing this. Women will use this for attention. It's like the ultra simp attention getter. My abuser is going to come to an event I'm going to, and it makes me uncomfortable. And you know what you simps do, you white knights, you fools? You get in her comment section and you say, well, I'll be there, and if I see him, I'll handle it. Bro, first of all, it's none of your business. You don't want to be involved in that mess. You don't know what really happened behind closed doors. And for the most part, most of these women out here are Amber Heard. If you haven't been following that case, I suggest you do. But most of these women out here are not abuse victims. They are Amber Heard. And most of you ladies are guilty. What we need is a lot less Amber Heards in this world and a lot more honest women. But we don't have that right now. So, again, guys, stop white knighting. Stop simping. Stop coming to her rescue. I don't care what it is. Whether it's she gets locked out of her car at 3 a.m. and she calls you to fix it. Sorry, I got work in the morning. Figure it out. Call a locksmith. I'm not doing it. And if she's the abuse victim all over the internet, bro, I'm going to do you a favor. All you do is you go over to her profile, you go to where it says friend, and you click unfriend. You don't need that kind of drama in your life. Her whole life has been this. Her entire life has been the perpetual victim mentality. Everything she's ever done, there's been a bad guy, somebody to blame, and every guy she's ever dated has been an abuser. So, you don't even need to look at that content. But don't be the guy that's in the comment section. Seriously. That's so pathetic. Guys, don't white knight. These women made their choices, and if he was abusive, well, that's on her. Go get therapy. The internet's not for therapy. Every guy in your comment section is not your therapist. Guys, stop it. Anyway, moving on. Let's get this over with because we're pushing on time. We're getting pretty late here. Actually, this will be the last one. So, we're done after this. Men, when you're on the date, bring up questions like, and this is important, bring up questions like abortion and feminism. See what she thinks about abortion. See what she has to say about feminism. If she's for either one of those things, again, not for you, man. If she identifies as a feminist, or she believes in feminism, or she believes feminism is a good thing, get out of there. She's not friendly, and she's not feminine. Feminism has neither to do with either of those things. Abortion, again, I think you understand my stance on that. If she agrees with abortion, in other words, she doesn't value human life, how is she going to value your life? She doesn't even value children's lives, the most innocent thing on the planet. She's going to value you. Oh, and by the way, this goes back to fertility. There are increased risks of cervical cancer in women that abort. Go look it up yourself. So that already declines. But also, on the fertility issue, she doesn't really value having your children. She's okay with killing your children, just not with having them. Is that who you want to spend your life with? I don't think so. Men, end of the day, this is where I'm going to leave it, and we're going to get out of here. Learn to say no. I know you think that the vagina is magical, and you can't say no to it. And if a woman takes off her clothes in front of you, then you're just going to do what you do. No, men, she can take all of her clothes off, but if she doesn't match all this criteria, all you got to do is say, I'm sorry, I got to go. That's it. Don't even say sorry. Just, yeah, it's been nice. I got to go. I got to get out of here. Men, learn to say no. Stop white knighting in these girls' inboxes. Stop thinking any opportunity a woman comes along and gives you a little bit of attention is worth your time. It's not. A lot of these women are going to waste your time. If not, destroy your life along the way. Don't waste your time on these ladies. So I'll say it one more time, and then I'll let it go. Men, learn when to say no. I don't care how hot she is. Sometimes the juice is not worth the squeeze. Anyway, like me, hate me, love me, loathe me. Red Pill Rhino, out.
I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me. Did what I had to do just to feed me. And what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Taking into your hands a plan. Your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be f***ing sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder, and f*** all the doubters, they're just your downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm f***ed off at these f***ing clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.